G'day and welcome to another fountain pen review with the Eccentric Electrician. In this video I'll be reviewing a pen that's been around for a long time and still in production. It's this one, it's the Lamy 2000. These pens I believe were first in production in 1966 and are still around today. I got this one from a massdrop and I got it fairly cheap, but if you go into Goulet pens at this stage I think they're about $160 US. Definitely worth a check out, especially if you don't mind the hooded nib. I think just about everyone's seen these pens somewhere before, being around for so long. Yeah, they're quite a basic pen, but they do the job quite nicely. Alright, so we'll get into the review. So the barrel itself is actually made out of, I've just got to check the spelling of it, Roll-On. It's some sort of Lamy plastic or some such. It's got a textured feel to it, which is quite nice when you're holding it. Almost like a wood grain feel. It's quite nice, it helps you hold onto the pen. But yeah, quite a bit of a different material to make your pen out of. On the end here, you've got nothing on the finial end. You've got a bit of a ring around the top here. Got a very utilitarian spring-loaded clip. It's like brushed steel or stainless steel. On the side here, it's got Lamy. It's not the tightest of clips, but it'll hold on to pretty much whatever your clothes are. And even if you put it into some jeans, it'll still hold on quite nicely without damaging the clip. Obviously, it's a large bit of stainless. It's not going to bend real easy. And also, if you look inside the clip there, it has Germany 2 printed inside. It's a classic cigar shape, and with your blind filler cap here. So it's piston fill, so you screw it all the way out, stick it in your ink, screw it in, and it sucks up all your ink. Good thing I didn't have ink in that, otherwise that would have been quite messy. So it's piston filler, and then on the back end here I quite like this little bit of a silver dot there. Brushed steel as well. It's just nice to break up the end of the pen. So it's quite a nice looking pen. It's a pull cap. Pulls off and holds quite nicely. Your barrel, your grip section here where the nib comes out is brushed stainless steel. It's quite nice. Again, it gives you something to hold on to and the pen doesn't get slippery in your hands. It's got the partially hooded nib where the nib comes out, and it's a I think it might be palladium coated or some such. And I believe these are 14 karat, but it could be 18 karat, can't quite remember. But they're gold nibs. Seamless transition between the stainless and the Roll-On. I just had to double check. Roll-On, and you can't feel that at all. You have a little viewing window here for your ink, which is quite nice. Quite easy to see through here, or you can put it up to the light and you can see straight through it. And obviously comes back to your barrel and your piston. Extending that, you see your piston go through quite easily. It's a very smooth system, this piston. It operates really nicely. Some pistons that I've used have been quite tight and hard to operate. The Lamy is quite nice. Using it unposted, it's quite a nice sized pen. That's quite usable like that. It's not too bad, and then you can obviously post it and it turns it into a much larger pen, and it's weighted quite nicely then. I haven't been a huge user of this pen. I do like the design of it and I like the textured material, but for some reason it's just one of those pens that I didn't really love when I first started using it. Nothing against the pen, I didn't have any faults or anything with it. I think I got a fine nib. But I probably should have gone a little bit finer again. The nib has really no line variation at all. It's a very hard nail nib, but that's good for everyday writing. Very smooth. There's no reason why I didn't like it. It's just, I don't know, it's just one that I didn't attach to quite well. But it's still a very nice pen to use, and it's a great starter for people getting into fountain pens. You don't have to be too worried about springing the gold nib. it does take a bit of force to do that on these ones. And being a semi-hooded nib means that it typically stays wetter for longer, so it's not going to dry out as much and cause issues with dry starting. I'll just get the size dimensions. Size dimensions of this pen are capped, it's 138 millimeters. Uncapped, it's 124. Posted, it becomes quite a large 153 millimeters, which is a fairly decent pen. The grip diameter down towards the nib here is about 9 millimeters, and the barrel gets up to about 13 millimeters. The weight with the cap is 25.6 grams, and without the cap, it's 16.7 grams. So it's a fairly decent sized pen. Price isn't too exorbitant. Lamy is quite good to deal with, especially if you have any sort of fault or you want to change the nib out. They're quite good at accommodating those. Yeah, definitely a recommended buy, but like I said, it's just one of those pens that I didn't really take to that well, but I'm going to keep it and I'll still use it on occasion. It's just not generally in my everyday carry. So we'll do a writing sample and I'll show you what it does. Cheers. Okay, we've got the Lamy 2000 here. I'll see if I can show off this pattern. You can see it just there in the material. It's got a bit of a grain to it, which is what gives it the feeling. Probably see that in the steel as well, quite easily. And there's the semi-hooded nib, which is incredibly bright. You could almost use it as a mirror. And underneath. Alright, so I've filled this one up and we'll do a writing sample, eh? Lamy 2000. Fine nib, and it's got Noodler's X Feather ink in it. Alright, quick writing sample. Bit of quick scribbling. As you can see, the nib and feed keep up very nicely. No skipping at all, very smooth writer. I'll do a bit of quick writing. Again, no skipping or any other issues. Quite a nice pen to write with. No issues with the smoothness, as you can hear. It's almost buttery smooth. No line variation per se. It just lays down a little bit more ink if you push harder, which I don't really recommend with these nibs anyway. You can spring them because they are quite hard. So yeah, wetness, we'll do that. Quite a wet pen, plus also Noodler's X Feather is known for being fairly viscous. There you go, still quite wet. All this up here is dried already. But yeah, so quite a nice writing pen, quite smooth, no line variation, but it does lay down a nice wet line, nice and thick, very comfortable to write with, and just all around very smooth, even on cheaper papers. So I hope that's helped. And catch you later.